What's up, everybody?
Oh.
Welcome to the Put It in the Book show. It's been a while. Allow us to reintroduce ourselves. I am Steve. I got Rodriguez
I
right
don't
over
know.
there.
Change that. That's wrong.
What happened?
That's
Oh,
wrong.
Keith is
That's
supposed to be
wrong.
next to me?
That's wrong. Yeah, Keith is supposed to be next so
There we
he can
go.
slap you when you say something stupid.
Okay, so let me redo that. I got Keith right next to Keith. Quick story before we went on. My wife asked if Kenneth was joining the show today, and I said, "You mean Keith?" Oh, Keith, yeah.
She killed me already because Kenny's dead.
You're Kenny, yeah. Rodriguez, write it down there. What's going on, my friend?
What's up? What's up, dudes?
And we do have producer Joe behind the wall back there, right? I don't know if he could talk today. I don't know if he's, voice box is not in use lately. That's it.
Okay.
All right. Well, we take that as we're all good here.
Ready
All
to
right. So, without further ado, before we get into Lockout Theater,
Before you do that, cheers. We got to
Cheers.
cheers before the show.
we back.
Cheers, producer Joe.
Hold on, we got to cheers to something, so you guys got to take another sip. Sorry.
To
Cheers.
us being back.
The lockout. Well, you did that already, but we got the double.
Oh, we
cheers.
cheers.
The
A double
lockout
cheers.
ending
That's
tonight.
what I thought I said.
That's it.
Yeah,
We're gonna bring that aura.
I had that
We're gonna
Lockout.
bring that juju around here.
All right.
Between us and Terzio, we're gonna get this off.
Watch that anti-Semitism, please.
All right. Yeah, all right. Producer Joe, why don't you go ahead and get this party started for us? Butt in the face. All right. Last time we met, we were getting right into the thick of things when it comes to the players being locked out. So here we are now, March 9th. First two series of the season has been canceled. Not all spring training has been canceled yet, which might sound absurd, but that's just how it is because they can still start spring training. However, before we get to that, Rodriguez, how you been? It's been 3 months since we did a show. Two and a half, 3.
It's been 3 miserable months of no baseball. I'll tell you that right now.
Ain't that the worst?
And we have a good team and we have a lot of money. Don't screw us this year, God. I'm telling you, God, don't screw us.
MLB gods.
Okay.
Keith, we all know how it is. The last time that we felt this, I feel like it wasn't even 94. I feel like it was a couple of years ago when the pandemic hit and we were doing this show. We came back and it was COVID theater at the time. Now it's Lockout Theater. But it was the same thing. And we had talked about, oh man, if they can't get their shit together during the pandemic and bring happiness to the baseball fans out there, they ain't going to do it in 2 years when the CBA is over. So here we are, Keith.
Yeah, the best thing I can sum everything up with is
talk about poop and milk.
Yeah, it's pretty miserable. I mean,
He's right.
it's we're on the verge. The MLB extended
I'm agreeing
being
with
able
poop
to play
and
a
milk.
full season.
I know you are.
To today, so we have till tonight. Hopefully, they're still meeting. I know they got a lot closer on a couple things. There's 2 items open. We'll get into that, but
Open items.
that I'm aware of anyway. That the reporters tell us, but it's rough. I mean, I don't know what to do with myself. I find myself overindulging in politics and nonsense I don't want to be involved
That's not
in.
healthy.
No, it's not.
Baseball's healthy.
Yeah,
That's what's
and
well.
you know what's
Good.
good about baseball? You stay home. You don't drive. You don't have to pay those gas prices.
You got to
So-
pay the
Let's
parking.
talk politics.
Or
Let's
the-
not
or
talk
the parking.
politics, but let's just
It's not
talk about
politics. That's pocketics. That's my
Pocket-
Pocket ticks. Look at that.
pocket
All right, some
Uh-oh.
people joining us. We got Terzio.
Terzio.
Timmy, what's up?
Timmy.
Jamie, what's going on, fellas? It's been a little while.
Jamie.
All right, so
What's up,
it,
peeps?
we'll get into some lockout stuff, and what's going on is draft pick compensation seems to be what we're hung up on. Also, the incremental increase in the luxury tax, which, by the way, can we just name it right now, the Steve Cohen tax? Because absolutely, and a soapbox moment for a second, but how dare these damn owners? We've been suffering for how long? How long have we been suffering for? Years and years, 30 years, 86. And we always falling flat on our face. We get an owner that says, yo, if I'm going to go for the luxury tax, I'm going to pay 300 million, 350, and now we're all good. And now they want to incrementally increase. And guess what? Cohen don't give a shit. So you can implement all that stuff, and Cohen will still blow past it. Do you have any idea how long it'll take him to run out of his $16 billion based on the luxury tax?
It doesn't matter how long it takes. He's just going to keep making money
He's
with
gonna
us
do it
anyway.
exactly.
Yeah,
That's over. I mean, World Series after World Series after World Series is going to account for something.
and it is one of the most, if not the most profitable cities to own a baseball team in. And can we just jump real quick into Max Scherzer's dig at the Yankees for
I like
hovering
it.
and towing the line of never going over the luxury tax, and criticizing them for being in such a big market team and not spending.
Yeah, and he
The
basically
Yankees
said
are
that
getting.
the Yankees, the Padres had a higher payroll, which was, he was off by a few hundred thousand. Then people were like killing him.
Oh,
The
stop.
point of the matter is that San Diego should not be, if you think about the markets, won't be spending as much as a New York team. We've been complaining for over a decade now that we've been operating as a Minnesota team and not a New York team. So that's what I'm saying. All these guys are trying to conspire against the Mets. Cohen's like, all right, I'm not even going to disagree. Bring it on. I'll pay what I want to pay. It's not going to matter to me, and we're going to win
That's it.
championships. So
You know, all those years, Farachi, of us having to take that and suck on that Yankee crap with all the money they spent every time, and now us, we can't spend it. The whole league is coming after us now. The Steve Cohen tax. I mean, come on, people, give us a break. Let us at least win one championship before you get so jelly that you can't take it. That's all I'm saying.
it's not like anybody came out and said, "Oh, not one, not two, not three."
He keeps
Leave
it
the Mets
on.
alone. Terzio, the Yankees need a loan. Call 1-800-Steve. Call 1-800-Steve
Pretty
Cohen.
much.
Near the Yankees there. All right, so let's talk about some of the rule changes. And I'll say potential rule changes, even though that they've agreed on some things, because we've seen
Nothing
these go
has
back
been
and forth,
signed
right?
yet.
Exactly.
Yep.
So the players might give up something, and then the owners will be like, all right, well, now the pitchers are gonna hit again in the National League. I'm just making something up there, but
Don't say that.
I know. I
Say
know.
that.
Seems like the DH is a
It's
pretty
set.
safe bet.
Solid.
Other things, larger bases, a pitch clock. These are all things, not the larger bases, but the pitch clock is designed to get the flow of the game moving and stop Steve Traxel. How many with Steve Traxel? He probably walk 8 guys. I don't know what's a penalty. Is it a ball
Well,
if you don't pitch in time?
let me ask you something, right? So, to me, part of the
I don't
game,
like it.
baseball is a huge strategy game, big strategy game. Baseball. Part of the game is psyching your opponents, stepping off the mound, stepping off the rubber, the batter stepping out of the box. That it's part of the game. The game is a psychological game in many aspects, and
The
this
fans
is
booing
taking
the
part
away
of that
team for
away.
doing it.
But I also realize that baseball
Exactly.
fans, such as myself, are traditionalists, and we don't like to let things go. But I don't like this rule a whole bunch because of that.
Okay,
I could,
Rodriguez.
I could tell you as a pitcher. I can tell you as a pitcher, I don't like it.
Hurry up!
Because
Hurry up! Hurry up!
how the hell you gonna tell me to hurry up? The guy's getting set in the box. He's doing all this. He's doing all these gyrations, and you're sitting there. Sometimes I'm sitting there just looking at him like, "What are you doing, dude?
Hurry up and peg him.
Get to the plate already." You know, So how are you gonna rush me when I gotta pick my corner? I gotta get something going with my catcher. I got to look at my defense. I got to look at my dugout. Maybe they're telling me something's going on. Maybe I got to look. There's a lot of things that I have to do as a pitcher, concentrate and focus on before I throw that first pitch. You can't tell me that I have to do that in 5 seconds. It would hurt my game, But hey, you know what? I'm not a Major League Baseball player. I'm just a guy on a podcast. But I'll tell you what, a lot of these pitchers
On
are
a
not gonna be as
fantastic
effective
podcast.
on a great podcast, but they're not going to be that effective. It's going to take down some of these pitchers' effectiveness. I'll tell you that right now, because the batters are always going to be ready to hit a fastball, and the pitcher can't think. The thing he's going to go to is his fastball, and it's going to be mash city. So
and you know
maybe they know this already.
You better have a good backstop that knows how to call a game at that point. If you're not going to be able to work out what pitch you want to throw.
Absolutely, good point. It has to move quickly. The game has to move quickly, and it has to be efficient, and they have to know how to pitch to every batter. Okay,
right.
And that's just whatever. I'm not a conditionalist, but because I like the DH.
I can't wait to hear what Keith has to say about all this during the games.
Oh boy, Keith's gonna be like, oh my God, look at this. No, actually, no. I think Keith would like that. Keith is always trying to get out, beat the traffic and whatnot. He's start dozing off. Like good. Actually, yeah, he's complaining about those types of things. Oh my God, look at this! Just pitch the ball already. Just send your defense. All right. So for me, I've always admired baseball for being the and this is not to say I won't admire it afterwards, but I've admired baseball being the one sport that has no time limit. There's no time attached to everything. Football, there's the play clock and the actual game clock. NBA, there's the shot clock. There's a Met show, right, Keith? NBA, there's a shot clock. So there's always something going on where there's a time limit on it, and so that's never been the case with baseball. And it's not to say I'll hate it afterwards, but I think that I do think I agree with you, Rodriguez. I think that this is going to impact some pitchers, but I also think it's going to. Thanks, producer Joe, with the golf with the no clock. I did say sport. Sorry, I don't want to offend anybody that likes golf. Sorry.
I'll offend you. It's a game. It's not a sport, okay? That ball is sitting there right in front of you for you to hit it, okay?
Hello, ball.
Hello, ball.
Hello, ball.
Remember, what did he step on? Was it like a little bucket to pretend he's going upper hill?
Wait, what are you talking about, honeymooners?
Yeah. Remember, he was going to go upper hill, and I think Norton put like a bucket down on the ground, and Ralph
I thought Hello Ball was the pool episode when he goes, address the ball, and he goes, hello, ball.
No, in the golf?
That was the pool episode when he was doing the pool. Art Carney.
Yes, Art Carney.
Hello,
classic. Ball. Those shows still crack me up. But anyway, this is a Met show, so let's get off.
The Met show for Archie.
All right, what else? The bigger bases, that is to promote base stealing, because base stealing has gone.
Yeah, I was gonna say, explain that to me,
goodbye.
Because I heard it has to do with injuries and base stealing.
Yeah, so there is injury part of it. Stepping on somebody's ankle, stepping on somebody's leg when they're running the bases.
Like a certain scumbag in 2015.
Make them softer. Make them softer.
The bases, you mean?
The bases are hard as a rock sometimes.
They are.
I can only imagine sliding in at full speed and your heel hits it. The shock that sends up to your knee and your calf.
No, that's it. And if you catch it right and you get that last stretch and you catch it awkwardly, you're like, oh my God, I just tore up this. This is done. I'm out for the season.
But slide right over it. Slide right over it and hit the bump 2 and 3 times. Man, that feels so
you know
nice.
what? Man up like Ricky Henderson and do what you got to do. No, I'm just kidding.
That's a point. Absolutely.
No, but Ricky Henderson, I mean, listen, say whatever you want about Ricky Henderson. The guy was an amazing baseball player, and watching him steal was an art, and he never got hurt sliding.
It was great.
But anyway, this is a Met show.
Terzio says we need to stop how many times the pitcher throws over to first base.
No,
maybe
not.
There are just so many. There are so many scenarios out there. So many people that think that they're smarter than everybody else. I just want baseball to be played, but don't tear it apart. I don't think a bigger base is tearing it apart. I don't think a softer base is tearing it apart. There's other things that are the shift.
Things like that, the bases and stuff. I agree. It doesn't tear the game apart. It changes things a little bit. doesn't really change the game. But go ahead with the shift because
So
that's something to get into.
yeah, so the shift changes things. Now I see producer Joe saying it tears the game apart a bit. Um, I think that sometimes when we think about these things and we don't have the information behind it, and I'm not saying that about producer Joe, but I sent you guys the other day. It's a relatively small percentage. It is what it is. Those small percentages could lead to those more hits. The added hits could lead to more runs and obviously different outcomes for a game. Teach him to bunt. But then you got guys like Lindor getting booed for bunting because he's getting paid all this money. So it's a catch-22. The New York fans will if it works, great, they'll cheer for it. If not, they're gonna boo you out there.
Can I just say there was a lot
for
more
bunting.
behind that booing, and that was just. I mean, you have to say it's not only because he bunted they were booing. It was a lack of meeting what fans' expectations were of Lindor. I don't think it's because he bunted they booed. I think they had a little more expectation from him. But yeah, I mean, either way, it's incorrect to bunt. Excuse me, it's incorrect to boo a guy who's bunting to get on base because his job is to get on base. If he got 230 hits and they were all singles, I'd be thrilled because he was on base 230 times and has 230 opportunities to score. So whatever. You know,
That's a
But
very nice high
then
batting average too.
exactly.
that is a high
So
batting average. But then you'll get the group of people that say, "Oh, but his slugging is 312, and he's making $350 million, and he's supposed to
you're
drive
gonna
in
get somebody
runs."
to always say something.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, but that'll be a big that'll be a
No.
big
the
segment.
truth is,
A
and
batter's job is to get on base no matter how he can do it.
OBP, right?
Walk.
Rodriguez is one of the most important stats in
Exactly.
baseball.
If it doesn't
Exactly.
get you paid, buddy,
Get
that
on
no, that
base. But it
but it
should.
doesn't
It
get you
But
should.
it
paid.
should. But
Yeah.
it should because that's
How
the
much is
guy
Brandon Nimmo making?
right? What can he stay on the field? If he stayed on the
Okay,
field,
Wow.
he'll start making
if
money.
Nimmo stayed on the field and hit, I don't know, 270
What about
and had a
Ichiro? What did
wait
he
and
make?
had Ichiro could crush balls 500 feet.
But he didn't. He did, but
He
it
did.
wasn't his.
He
It
drove
wasn't
in
his.
runs.
It wasn't his
He
game.
did it all.
Okay, so
He
let's
could.
stay
He
right there
could.
for a
He
second.
could do it all though, but he didn't. Right? He was an on base guy.
He was an on-base guy, and let me stop right there and just kind of switch back to the ban of the shift. A guy like Ichiro would eat the shift up all day long,
They
and
would
That's an
never get
assumption.
him
why
out. They would never get him out.
never, and that's why the
It's not
ban
a
of the
Well,
shift
but
is ridiculous.
then you don't shift on him. Then he just doesn't get shifted
then it
on.
stops. That's how you
Yeah.
stop
But
the
then
shift.
it stops, right?
don't have to ban
Would
it.
you agree that baseball somewhat is supposed to be like chess?
Yeah.
It's a strategy game, right? So, excuse me, if you're shifting on me, I need to shift my approach to an at bat. Instead, we're saying it's okay, guys. You're professional hitters, but you're just going to go up there and do the same thing anyway. It's like insanity, doing the same thing and expecting a different result, even though the shift's on. You're not going to just turn your hips, turn your body, bunt the ball. You're not going to do any of that. You're just going to have the same approach you would if there was no shift up. It's stupid. It makes no
So
sense.
you like analytics now? People
I-
like, but not you.
I never said I don't like analytics,
I
but-
said not you. I said I'm
No,
sorry.
you
I'm
said
talking
me.
I'm talking in general. So the people that hate analytics but don't ban the shift. And I'm not talking about anybody on this show. I don't even know what you would say about that. But I've seen MLB Network where people who are talking about analytics and they hate it and whatnot, but they are not for banning the shift. That conversation I don't get.
To me, analytics are something to hate. Analytics are something to absorb,
Yeah.
pull
They're
into the
useful
mix.
Right, not use it
Right.
100%, not use it
Correct.
0%. You have to
Yeah,
find.
it's information. It's information that you need against another team to beat them.
Baseball
If I
is heart
shift-
and gut.
Right? If I shift
Also-
against you, and you can't hit it, and you keep hitting into the shift, and you can't break that shift, guess what? You're
You're
gonna
an
get the
idiot.
shift every at bat. I don't know. You're an idiot. Yeah. Until you beat my shift, you're gonna get the shift. It's not even it's not that complicated.
So, okay, I liked baseball when I was a kid and there was no shift. But the thing is, the game evolved and they figured out, well, we can shift because these idiots are going to continue pulling the ball anyway. so we can shift and get them out at a higher rate, right?
There you go.
Where do we get to the point where the batters say, well, these idiots are all going to go to the right side of the field, so I'm just going to slap it up the left side of the field? Where do you get to that point? Instead, we're just saying, you know what? Don't worry, guys. Just get up there and swing away, Merrill. And or aliens. No, wait. Signs.
Well, I think that this move is more about business decision and making the games more fun.
I get it, but it's
as opposed
babying.
to, is it babying? Oh.
I think it's babying. I think it's more like
that's everybody's go-to. Everybody's go-to that in 2022 when we make things easier on people. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
People in general. No, I'm not talking strictly about you, but the go-to is always, we're making things easier. But when we talk about those types of things in life, right? Shouldn't the older folks want things to be easier for the next generation, the next generation, the next generation? Why doesn't it pertain to sports?
Well, okay, but that's a little different, right? So we're going to get into a little bit more of a philosophical conversation. If you make everything easier, the best way to learn in life is through your mistakes. The best way to learn something's hot is to get burned. The best way to adjust to somebody adjusting to you is to adjust to their adjustment. It's just, without that, you're not using your brain, and we're all going to become mush, and it's going to be an idiocracy.
But why are we complaining about one of the things that they are agreeing on? Like MLB, like the owners don't necessarily want more hits because that means they're spending more money, but they do want more hits because they want to get more money by winning a World Series.
Because the MLB wants to ban it because it'll allow hitters to get on base more. The MLBPA doesn't argue with them because they want their situation at the plate to be easier, and so they can get paid more.
But higher batting average equals more money. So why is MLB siding with it?
Why is MLB siding with it? Because it speeds the game up. It creates more runs.
Doesn't speed the game up. Why does it speed the game up? More hits, more base runners.
Okay, let me retract that. You're right. May not necessarily speed the game up, but it creates more excitement, more hits, more home runs.
Yeah, like you said, Farachi, it's the home run. Chicks dig the long ball. Chicks dig the long ball. That's what it is. That's the whole name of the game. However, you'd have a much better team if you got guys that were had high on base percentage. If your whole team was very high, like 400, you'd be scoring runs all the time.
Oh, hell yeah.
So you'd be
ultimately, right, Rodriguez. So ultimately,
it's just how you win.
Winning is going to bring the money in. And truthfully, sometimes the process to winning is a little boring. And this is going to be a sore subject because this is a Mets show. But in '96, when the Yankees won, they weren't a power team. They were a pick-you-apart team. Base hits, walks, take a lot of pitches. But they won.
But the biggest hit that you remember out of the World Series was Jim Leyritz. The home run.
Because Jim Leyritz sucked.
People don't remember the singles and the dribblers between people's legs. We remember.
Oh, I do.
But I said we remember.
Oh, okay.
So we got
Bill Buckner. Hello.
Right, but I'm just saying, like I don't think this is evolution. I think this is. I don't know if it's a step backwards. I just don't think it's evolution to go ahead and make a rule to help the batters instead of coaches telling the batters.
But there's pitchers. There's pitchers that don't like the shift either. DeGrom, how many times did he turn and he gets a nice ground ball and the shift is on, so it goes through the hole somewhere.
Of course, there's two sides to every story.
So it's both.
You have to pitch. You have to pitch for the shift. You have to pitch for the shift, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're pitching to a batter that and his weakness, and then they shift another way, and you're a pitcher, and I can get him out with my fastball this way. It always works for me. Your people are not there. The guy's gonna get a hit with a weak ground ball to the shortstop. So I get it, but that's stuff that has to be spoken to and about before.
Yep, right.
I think all
right, they're gonna cancel
that strategy, right, Rodriguez? Yeah.
Yes.
They're gonna cancel the next 2 regular series.
That's official.
So the first month of the season is canceled.
Sorry. Andy Martino says MLB will soon cancel the next 2 regular season series.
Fwakata deal.
Because there's no agreement in place.
They're ridiculous.
I couldn't let you hear all the. I said rusty
Right.
something in other words while I was
The
on mute.
first 2 weeks are done. MLB just okay. So MLB just announced games are now canceled through the 13th. Another sad day for the game.
Another
Uh,
sad
And,
state of
it,
affair.
it,
I blame this on you, Kenneth. You jinxed us earlier by
Oh,
saying I hope this deal in place by the time the show.
pretty much.
Listen, you said that
Pretty
last
much.
week, so really you started
Yeah,
the
but it
thing.
didn't. It never happened, so
No,
it doesn't count.
but the thing you started it.
It doesn't count.
You
All
know,
right.
here's the deal. I think that we need the baseball and the players. They need to give up a little bit each. You know, I know they both gave up a lot, but a little bit more because in '94
Hey, Cornet.
when we had that
That
strike in
bullshit.
'94, that bullshit. It was detrimental to the game. It took steroids, ridiculous amount of steroids, and Balco to get the game back on track. And I don't want to go down that route again. So, missing a few
Mm.
series, if it's a 140 game season, we all can live with that as baseball fans once we get rolling. But we need to get rolling. I mean,
But
I,
I
there's a
know
lot
that.
at stake, more than just what they're bargaining for. A lot more
Yeah.
at stake. The game itself is at stake.
They don't believe
Yeah, and
so, Keith. They think we'll be back no matter what.
we will be. We will be. But the concern obviously is those fans that are the casual fans that okay, I checked the box score. Oh, that was pretty cool.
And that's
Let
what
me
you need,
let,
Farachi. We're
let
going to
me
become hockey.
exactly.
We're going to become the niche sport, and we need to stop that. Like I used the word
Oh
niche.
my
We're
God.
going
Yeah.
to become. No, it's true.
Well,
Right?
I
Because
mean, it already kind of is became a more of a regional sport. It's not. If you think how many NFL fans that are from somewhere in Mobile, Alabama, and they will sit there and they'll watch a Seattle Seahawks versus Minnesota Vikings game.
there's not many of that left.
But how
For-
many people? That's NFL. But how many people will watch a Mariners versus Twins game on a Thursday night?
I would,
That
but
that's not.
I'm rare.
But that's
Not
us.
national. Not national. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But
It could be
I'll say
regional.
one-
so that's why I'm excited about the Apple thing. So if you guys don't know, Apple announced yesterday that they will have, which quickly became a very big joke because when are they going to broadcast? But Friday night doubleheaders on Apple, and I know that there's people that are going to say I don't want to pay for another service or another thing. But that's just another way to get the game out there. And Apple TV is what, $5 a month, I think.
I have it. I have it. I have
I-
Apple TV.
Plus, by the way, guys, Apple TV they put out good stuff. Ted
They have
Lasso,
put out some good.
The Morning Show, and
Yeah.
Coda, who's just is
Ted
up
Lasso,
for Lasso is good. So there's good stuff back there. What I think that they should wind up doing is give you a free trial for 30 days, and you get a month worth of free football, baseball, on Friday nights.
That'd be nice.
So, all right. So Keith, do you wanna talk about how that's gonna really irritate you? Is it because it's Apple? Is it only because it's Apple? Okay.
No, not at
kidding.
all. It's just that I pay a certain price. Well, really, excuse me. I'm grateful for T-Mobile. It's not an advertisement.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay.
BrooklynWaterCoffeeRoasters.com. Check them out.
Apple
I'm
TV
grateful-
does not have Howard Stern, I don't think.
I'm great. I don't listen to Howard Stern anymore either. He just talk about Jump the Shark. That's a whole other show. If you want to do a podcast, I'll get on and talk about that. But I don't. I have
Must be a
MLB
political
at
thing.
bat, MLB TV. It has nothing to do with politics.
Problem.
It's just his show sucks. I listened to him through half the pandemic. But
It's
he
a baseball
just
show. There's a baseball show.
all his skits are very scripted, and you feel the script. They don't feel natural. They don't feel funny anymore, and I just gave up on it. But anyway, I have MLB at bat, and I already lose ESPN Sunday night baseball, and totally okay with that. I get it. It's a national
ESPN
game.
Plus, baby.
I have ESPN Plus. Oh, they put the Sunday night
Yeah.
football game on the. Yes, okay, so
Everything-
I'm good anyway, right?
All live stuff on ESPN, Peacock. That's all the sports are live on those apps.
Peacock is great. But anyway,
Jack.
I just don't want a third app now that I have to subscribe to make sure I watch every
Third,
match.
I'm like 11. Hulu, Netflix, HBO Max, Apple TV.
a third app dedicated to watching baseball games. My Met
Oh,
games.
okay. No, I
So-
was just telling you that they have good content there. Won't be dedicated just for baseball.
I mean, I'll check it out. I
Check it
cut a
out.
cord for a reason to save money.
Yeah.
So we'll see what's up with that. But that's my personal feelings on it. And truthfully, I'm already pissed off because I am a cord cutter. So I don't watch when they're in Florida against the Marlins.
Yeah.
I have to listen to the games only, and it pisses me off. So it's a little personal for me because screw
That
the
I hate.
Marlins.
I hate
I'm not
that
gonna.
so much.
Yeah, so do I. And I'm not gonna go. First of all, and their announcers are terrible. They're horrible. They're horrible. Did I say they're horrible? Because they're horrible. Their
But
announcers are
hopefully Apple
horrible.
has their own
Turtle.
announcers like YouTube did.
Maybe so, right? YouTube was okay, but the thing is,
Or
I
maybe they
don't
give you the
want to
option.
pay cable bills, cable prices. I'd rather listen to Josh Lewin and team on the radio.
Well,
Gary
see,
Cohen,
that's
etc.
fucking great about this country. We have options. So you listen to your
It's true.
radio.
No, it's true,
I'll
right?
keep
But
my subscription.
What's also great about
I-
this country is I can
watch
bitch
it
and
and I
moan
listen
about.
to the radio.
I would
Yes.
have to pay Apple just to watch Friday night games. I can bitch about that too.
$5 for 8 games. That's a damn good
America.
deal. America.
Okay.
All right. So we got about 15 minutes left.
Uh-oh.
We can start getting into our Mount Rushmore,
Oh, let's do it.
and then we can tease and finish up our Mount Rushmore next week.
Oh,
Do
drag
two
it
today
on
and one
for
next week?
another week.
Two of them. Two of them.
2 a day.
Rodriguez.
What? What?
Exactly. What? Stone Cold's coming back. This is a Mets podcast.
Man,
Sorry.
I can't wait. Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Shut up, Karachi.
What?
MS forecast.
All right. Let's get to Mount Rushmore.
Oh my God, he's killing people already. See what happens when you don't talk baseball? He kills his colleagues.
He does. He gets very, very angry,
He
very
gets
upset,
very angry.
and he puts himself on mute.
And he
We can't
puts
even hear what he's
himself on
saying.
mute for some reason.
Because I don't want you to. I can't. Yeah, it's just really. It was really.
Do you want to just
R-rated.
fling it against that brick wall behind you?
Oh, that was a pit.
Wow.
A bottomless pit.
That went
Oh.
into the well like
was
Buffalo
like
Bill.
Multiverse.
Bison
You
the
put
guard.
the you put the doll in the basket.
Anyway, Rodriguez, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Rub
I
him
just
up, rub him up. Huh?
thought that was an opportunity there.
That was good. Very good. Hey, Keith,
Kenneth, call me Kenneth.
Kenneth,
Oh.
do you want to do a look at Skinny Butch Husky?
Oh,
Holy
look
crap.
at Butch.
Wow.
Wow! Look at
Is that his baby picture?
look
Wait,
at the slimmed down version. I bet I have this baseball card in the
Let-
garage.
let
The
me see the
garage.
version.
I
Picture
bet
when he
you
was in
nobody
Boston.
cares. Oh my God.
do you guys know how much I miss doing the show?
Yeah, this has been fun so
I
far.
guess a lot. I guess a lot.
Pretty much. But
All right, so
that-
let's start with the manager. Let's start with the manager for my.
Well, oh, I thought you were gonna say let's just keep Butch Husky's name face up there because he was
You
your
could
first
keep-
guy.
He was not my first guy. That's producer Joe's little lover.
Wait,
I liked Butch Husky when he was a Met. I'm not gonna lie.
well, producer Joe says he's number 1 on Mount Rushmore.
You can meet him if we ever go to do a fantasy camp. He'll probably be there.
Oh, let's
coaching
do
up.
it.
He'll
The
be there coaching
Bohan,
up.
what's up, man?
We
You know what we
that.
should do?
We should do that. Have a put it in the books fantasy camp.
Terzio
Huh?
should sponsor us.
Terzio should.
Was it
Terzio,
5
just
each, right?
Send us, yeah, 5 each.
15
We'll be
grand.
Straight. We'll be straight.
Come on, Terzio.
You could do
45
it.
grand.
You like the show? What 45?
45 grand.
50.
Show your work.
4,500?
Did you
Show
not
your
say
work.
15
500?
each? You
No,
didn't
I
say
said
15?
5 each. 5 each.
5 each.
Oh.
5 each. We need spending
I
money.
said 45
Show-
anyway.
Hey, show your work, bro. Show your work.
Show your work, bro.
man.
Yo, listen, me and the Steves, we need drinking money, so 45 grand.
You should do.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah,
Okay.
overhead.
Yeah,
You need
okay.
we need the
There it
liquor stuff.
There it
All
is.
right, so Rodriguez, you want to do manager first?
I'm gonna I think we should do manager first and really reserve the players. Unless you guys want to do manager last. Whatever. Work it.
No, I think teasing more of the players is a better tease than the manager.
I think so. My manager is Casey Stengel. I mean, no, it's not. It's the guy that won the '86 World Series.
That guy?
That guy. That's the guy. Well, he's kind of ugly though. He's really ugly. So to have him first and foremost on a Mount Rushmore, Davy Johnson, oh, he's an ugly dude. Maybe with the mustache he might make it, but that's my manager. Mets Mount Rushmore, Davy Johnson. He did a job with that team. He also screwed it up and let them get away with a lot of stuff, but he had a lot of nut jobs on that team. He had a lot of personalities, a lot of adrenaline, a lot of testosterone, and he managed it into a World Series. And he should have won a couple more. So maybe he shouldn't be on the Mount Rushmore, but that World Series, that '86 one, that was my heart. That's my World Series. That's my manager. He should be on the Mets Mount Rushmore.
And he had a lot of
That's the
Rolaids.
It's my
man.
quarterback. It's my quarterback.
How do you spell
My manager.
Rolaids?
Quarterback. That's my quarterback.
No, wait. How do you spell relief? Rolaids.
How do you spell Rolaids? I caught that. All right, Keith.
I'm up. For manager, okay. So there's, I'll give you 2 and 3 real quick. So number 2 for me is Davey Johnson. Number 3 is Casey Stengel, just because they're legend.
I know who
but
he's gonna pick.
yeah, of course, right. I got to go with 1969 Gil Hodges. I mean, he went from a Met player to leading us to the promised land the first time, and at the time, until I think Marlins beat that, but I think at the time, all the way up until that Marlins World Series, it was the quickest new franchise to World Series transition ever. So Gil Hodges is my.
We're still better. Still within. We just put an asterisk next to it.
Yeah,
Marlins
garbage.
bought and sold.
Garbage.
Boy, and now that we want to buy a damn championship, now they want to put a tax on us.
Now we can't.
Assholes.
Bobby Bonilla was the third baseman. That wasn't.
2 championships
Anyway.
with Marlins boy.
Bye.
Moving along, Farage.
Jeff Torborg, look at this. Yeah, Terzio.
Torborg is yours.
That's gotta be
Nice.
Terzio's manager. Yeah, Terzio.
I mean, I was definitely going to
Torborg.
go Dallas Green, but I mean, Gil Hodges kind of beat that out.
All right, so
Art Howe. Why don't you just pick Art Howe?
oh my God, Art Howe,
Art Howe, there you go.
Buck
Don't go
Showalter.
bad. That's the guy.
That's who in 20 years when we're doing this show from our rockers, our walkers, and the electronic wheelchairs and stuff.
Not like now.
We will. No, that's Brian Holm sucks. He's the one that needs the wheelchair.
He does it all the time.
But hopefully in 20 years we could look back and say it was Buck Showalter because he won 7
Emotional
championships.
damage.
Yes.
And you know what? I would almost agree with you, Farachi, because I think if they give him a 5-year span, I think he's going to lead us to some really, really exciting baseball.
Yeah,
I
you got that
I
good
think he's
brain,
that good.
good brain trust, a guy who will spend even though everybody wants to tax the hell out of him. And so if you got the talent based on the money, it doesn't always work out as we've known from our past, but it's different. It's a whole
Wow, so we all picked. What about producer Joe? Tell him to text it. Put it out there.
I didn't give my pick yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I thought you just said Buck Showalter.
I said future it's going to be Buck Showalter, but I can't put him on the
Yeah, Buck Showalter
okay,
has the tenacity of like. I mean, the guy is fierce and he's calm all at once. This guy's gonna be epic for us. But anyway.
Yeah, he's one of those managers or coaches that you don't know what you can bring to him and what not, what he's going to get pissed off about, what he's not going to get pissed off about. So you just take your chances and beg for forgiveness afterwards. I'm going with Davey Johnson. I'm going with you, Rodriguez. I'm going with Davey Johnson. Davey Johnson had the cojones to allow the things to happen. So I thought about Terry Collins came into my mind, Bobby Valentine came into my mind. And Terry Collins, when I thought through that, it was like, man, this guy suffered and suffered and suffered, and then
Did a great job, Terry Collins.
did a really good job with the young guys that were coming up. Had to deal with, now that we're finding out, Matt Harvey snorting in the dugout and issues with
and he kept all that quiet.
He did.
I mean, at least to us fans, we didn't know about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and now that nosebleed
Tenada.
seems a little weird.
Tenada.
So I went with the last guy to bring us a title, and the
David
guy
Johnson.
I would never want to have to manage that group of personalities.
Listen, to me, what sealed
They hated Gary Carter because he was happy-go-lucky and smiled so much.
He was a good boy.
He's a goody two shoes.
When he told Frank Cashin, you paid for it. We just won you a championship. That's the guy that I want leading my team.
That's
We
it.
just won your championship, dude. Shut up. Come on, man.
And it
That's the
sucks because
guy.
even a guy like Davy Johnson, you think, and I went back and forth. I was like, do I pick somebody who is fired from the job? Yeah, because everybody runs. Not
Everybody
everybody,
gets
but
fired
people
eventually.
they run their course, and
Hmm.
you lose
He
the
didn't deserve to
clubhouse.
get
And,
fired, by the way, but yeah.
he just lost the clubhouse, and I remember my dad did an interview, Hojo, and he said it was time. He said Davey was a great guy, but in that interview, he said it was time to
And then he wanted
switch
to bring.
things up.
Didn't he bring
It
Team
is.
USA a championship after that?
I don't know,
Lasorda
but then
did?
they brought in who did we bring in?
Ugh, let's not go there.
No, we Bud Harrelson. He came in mid
That was
season
so
in
sad.
'90.
That was so sad.
I
No,
know.
it was disrespectful. The guy is a legend, a Met legend, and the fans completely disrespected him, and he didn't have a shot. He did not have a
Yep.
shot, and
Yep.
that is one of the many Met sore points I have as a fan. Bud Harrelson deserved a better exit in a Met uniform than that shit.
That when that was
He's a
'91,
legend.
right?
He's a legend, man. He's a
He
Met
got fired
legend.
in '91.
Legend. He punched Pete Rose in the face.
Yeah. I mean,
I
he
mean,
always
Jesus.
thought outside the box, right? I'll always remember the game that the Mets were struggling, and I don't know why I key in on 1990, but the Mets were struggling, and he did just as a show to the media, and he put firecrackers in the bat rack. He lit it up. They were going off, and the Mets scored 5 runs in the first inning. Obviously, it's not because of the fireworks, but if you get a guy who can think outside the box and just
It loosens
think
them
through
up.
things,
But
loosen them up, right?
like I was
Them up.
saying earlier, and that's why what bothers me about the whole ban and shift ban and all that, it's a mental game. And like Rodriguez said, when you loosen them up, you throw a distraction out there, you get everybody back to being happy and stop thinking about every other strikeout they had. You can change the course of a game.
Yeah,
Easily.
or a season.
Every
Or a
pitch.
season.
Every,
Yeah.
every pitch.
Exactly, Rodriguez. How often do we look at a series and it's a turning point? A few years ago at Citi Field against the Nationals, when Todd Frazier. I kept on saying Todd Father. Like when Frazier hit that 3-run shot against the Nationals in the 9th inning, and then Conforto wins it with a line shot over the head of the right fielder. Those are things that change the course of your season, and unfortunately for the Mets that year, it just wasn't enough.
It happens.
Mister Producer Joe, do you want to let us know who your manager would be? That's not working. He did.
That's a resounding no.
You built a barrier in that wall, Rodrigo. You fortified that son bitch.
I thought he would have figured it out by now and be able to get out, but apparently he just gets dumber as the months go by.
I wonder if he's gone.
Okay. Wait. Okay, so he has a ranking here. All right, so he's got Bobby Valentine at 3, Gil Hodges at number 2, and Davey Johnson at number 1.
Shabam. Producer
Honorable
Joe
mention,
Shabam.
Casey Stengel. My apologies.
My heart wanted to pick David Johnson 1, but the thing is, I went with Gil Hodges because of his storyline, because of his Mets history, and because he
Dude.
brought the first championship.
You're not
Can't go wrong.
It's a great choice. It's a great choice. However, it's the losing choice. 3 to 1.
Right now it is, sure. But yeah, I mean, and
But it is a
honestly,
great
if you would
choice.
have said Bobby V, you would have said Terry Collins. None of these choices would have been necessarily a bad choice. It's
Man,
just-
I love Bobby Valentine.
I like Bobby
Dude,
Valentine, but I
to me,
wouldn't pick him.
it's between Gil Hodges and David Johnson, and obviously today I lose, but that would be the top 2 in my opinion. Either way you look at it, and then
Yeah,
Casey Stengel because he's Grandpa Met. He
kind of agree. I
Yeah.
agree with you too, actually.
Look at us. Come
Wow.
back from a couple months off,
Oh,
and we're
yeah.
agreeing all
Talk
over the
about
damn
Piazza
place.
and Carter again.
I'm just saying, a lot of polls have gone my way. I know.
Wow.
You like-
I'll be-
Don't
you
talk
had
to us
polls?
about your sex life.
But yeah, right. You had polls
It's not
going
my
what?
business.
You had polls go down to Brownway. What,
forgot who I was dealing with here. All right, let's wrap this bad boy up. Put a big old blue
Wait,
and orange
Before we
ribbon
go,
on this
real
bad boy.
quick,
Yeah.
what Mountain Rushmore are we doing for next week?
So next week we'll round it out.
All right.
We'll do the 4 players.
The 3. Oh, we're
Boom.
doing 4 players. Okay.
Yeah, remember?
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember shit. So for all you guys out there, we
Patty
planned a
knows.
show last week, and we didn't remember who
Speaking of shit, what's Bobby
said
having on his
okay.
upper lip there? What is that?
It's a stash, bro. We did that.
That's a
Remember
Sanchez.
that? We did that.
Listen, I'll-
I know.
All right, let's put a big old blue and orange ribbon on this bad boy, and next time maybe we can remember to talk about the coffee. Keith, any closing remarks here tonight as we lift off out of here at 6:59 p.m.?
Yep, just real quick, I did mention the coffee, so give me some credit. Boom.
Fine.
And number 2,
don't wanna give you
Fwakata. So all the difference between the MLBPA and the MLB. Get your shit together and get a job. I want to watch the games. That's it. I'm
I
done.
just want to watch
Yeah,
baseball,
man.
guys.
That's all. I want to go to a spring training game and see the players there.
We're gonna go to spring
Joe,
training in the
over
summer.
what
Park,
I'm talking
baby.
about. I know it's right up there by us. Oh, it's right there. All right, listen, baseball, get it together, get it going. Let's start the season. Let's start spring training. Let's do something. Dang it. Please be safe.
Be safe for sure. Spring training, we need it. We want it. This is getting really irritating. Really getting annoying when you got it's March and we're
yeah.
supposed to be talking about position battles and getting ready and ramping guys up, and all we're talking about is the overshadow is football. All the stuff that happened yesterday in football
Scherzer and DeGrom. Scherzer
overshadowed
and DeGrom.
everything. We're losing
Scherzer
Scherzer
and
days.
DeGrom.
We're
Oh,
losing
my God.
days for Scherzer. Now 2 starts down. Although
That's
they
okay.
did say that they would talk about some double headers throughout. Although I hope it's not the 7-inning type.
Scherzer should put an orange contact in his non-blue eye.
Yes, absolutely. Game days.
I'm okay with missing the whole first month, honestly. I'm okay with it because we'll have DeGrom into the playoffs.
I know.
Really
What am I
healthy
going to do
and
until
really
then?
ready. Same thing you do. Go check your polls.
Check my Perfect way to end up. All right, we'll talk to you guys next week. Peace out, everybody.
Deuces.